Hi, it's Sharon Shade here, and I'm doing a little experiment having my mini tripod while I'm driving in my Suburban to go get my son from Bisbee. I have about a 30-minute drive, so why the heck not? Let's see what we can do. And we'll see what the lighting is like, because it's like 6 o'clock and the sun's in my eyes for a little bit of it, even though I've got my visor and stuff going, and then I'm turning corners and all this fun stuff. Anyway, this is my experiment. We will see how it works, and we're just gonna have fun with it. Gives me practice if I have to redo it later on for what it is I want to talk about. Which ultimately is about my mom. She verified with me some information about my last 3 videos, in my 3-video series about releasing core issues, false beliefs. So, in fact, I have a couple other questions for her, so I think I'm actually gonna take a break and give her a call and see if she can answer some more of my questions so that I can just get it all done in one video. So, hold on. Okay. So, talked with my mom again, asked a couple of other questions that she ultimately didn't really want to talk about, which is totally fine, totally understand. I mean, I understand that certain parts were really pretty traumatic for her. So, I got the basics of what I wanted and didn't really need details. I didn't mean to cross a line for her. And have her, tell me that do you realize how hard this is to talk about this? And I went, yeah, but I didn't realize that this particular question was going to trigger it that much, because she was a little bit more open and free and not as emotional prior. It was 2 days before. And so, in my own excitement for my own journey, I was a little insensitive. But it was okay, because her telling me to stop didn't bother me. It didn't bother me at all. And I had already gotten the basics that I really wanted to get anyway, so it was okay. When I started the conversation, I did ask her if she was up to it. At the time, she just didn't realize the depth of one of my questions. That's all right. It's experience. It's good. It's all good. And anyway, so I'm kind of babbling here. I do have some notes that I'm going to try to refer to while I'm driving. I probably shouldn't. I've written out these notes like 3 and 4 times, so hopefully I really have it down already. But if I catch a keyword here and there while I'm, glancing at my paper and driving, which is very, very little traffic right now, then I'm probably good. All right, so my dad was on PCP, started that, whoops. So much for that part of the experiment. And we're gonna see if we can readjust this. Okay, good. Down a bit. Alrighty. And the sun's coming out real good. Okay. Alright, so around my 2nd birthday, which is in February, my dad started taking PCP. And this drastically changed his personality, and fairly immediately. So eventually, within that month, or within a month of, a couple of months, Anyway, around my birthday to around March, my mom separated from my dad and moved my brother and I to her mom's home. And in an attempt to force my mom back home, in March, my dad kidnapped my brother and I and took us to live with his mother in Iowa. He was still an active Marine at Camp Pendleton in California and had to leave my brother and I with my grandmother for days at a time. I don't even know how often he came from California to visit us. I just don't have a clue. My brother and I had to cope with the stress of abandonment and neglect. We were abandoned by our parents, and my grandmother would, I don't know how often it happened, but she really didn't take care of us very well. I was 2, my brother was 1, and there were times that she would sleep through half the day. You know, being 2 and 1, we didn't eat. There were times that we didn't eat. So, you know, being kids, being toddlers, babies, we were fighting. We coped with trying to support each other, and it was really in a negative way because we were biting and fighting. We were biting each other, and my grandmother, I mean, from the very beginning, really, my grandmother would tell my mom, your kids have bite marks all over them. You're not taking care of them. You're putting them in poor environments and dangerous environments for them to have bites all over their bodies. But what it really was, from my mom telling me, is that we were biting each other while we were with my grandmother, taking out our frustrations of the chaotic situation. There was a total lack of structure at my grandmother's, more than just a total lack of structure. Being abandoned and being neglected, not having our needs met.